we bring in our guy, Big Z, Zander Krause, right now. How you doing?
What's up, Big Sills? No, I don't think I have internet. Is my internet good?
It's kind of a little bit shaky. It's been shaky all week. What's up with the snow on the ground up there? That's kind of what I think it's doing to you guys, man.
I was just working on it. I haven't been able to keep track of time all day today, so that's my fault. My apologies, Big Sills, for being late. I'm not going to Mike North you, but I apologize for that, brother.
How about this, dude? So, how about Kelsey walking it back, man? That he got word from the owner or somebody got word from the owner because I guess they didn't phrase it correctly. That what he called AJ Brown, he basically said AJ Brown's not mentally tough. That's how I Big Sills it. And he basically said he's just not a very tough guy. And he said, I didn't mean to say anything negative towards AJ, but bro, he did say that. Why is everybody so sensitive in the Eagle NovaCare Center?
That's just the nature of that organization. I mean, we've been talking about that for how freaking long. You know, that's just how they rock there. But I agree with you. Like, dude, if you're going to say it, like,
own it.
Don't walk it back the first time somebody on Twitter rips you. I mean, who cares? You said it. You're not wrong. I love AJ. I think the same thing. You know, at the end of the day, AJ is a player that's very talented, but, you know, he can get in his own way at times. And you've seen that rear its head here. So it is what it is. And come on, Jason, plant your flag in the ground and leave it there.
Folks, do you know what this is? I'm going to show you what's happened to Big Z here. Okay, got to get a Big Sills injection. He got a Big Sills injection. I heard him this morning with John. Hold on. Okay, got it out. I'm ready to go. He got a Big Sills injection because did you see how he worded it? The Jeremy Fowler thing, he goes, to put pressure. John, I don't understand. And I was like, oh. I was so proud of you, man.
I had Johnny Mack via phone this morning. It was kind of nice to be able to just kind of yap and, yap at him and hear what he had to say. So,
yeah, no, but you know what? You're right. Who I believe is here's Zander. And he put John in a box. He goes, well, I mean, John, a crossroads? I was like, oh my God, this guy's so learning well.
You said something today that was really good. You know, we talk about the impatience of the owner. How much has the impatience of the owner impacted the quarterback's development?
Completely.
I mean, that's real.
Real.
That's real. I mean, it goes back to Brian Johnson when they fired his ass after 1 year as a top 10 offense. I mean, you could make an argument that was, while Jalen did have a lot of turnovers that year, he did develop as a passer that year. He threw the ball a lot. I think he threw for 3,900 yards that year. That was the closest he ever got to the legendary, the famous, the iconic 4K Sileo. They brought Brian Johnson back. They would have killed one of Sileo's main talking points that'll never get the 4K because I think they would have got the 4K the next year. But, yeah, I do wonder about that, man. I do wonder about that. That was a good point by you.
How about this? So here, let me see here. Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl champion, 3-time Pro Bowl, Burt Bell MVP, has gone to 2 Super Bowls. He's at a crossroads?
I said this. I said I can be critical of things.
You can't be critical of what I just read.
No, but I'm saying I agree. I'm critical though at times personally, and I take shit for it sometimes, which is fine. It's part of the business. It's part of what I do, which is all good. I love all you guys. As much shit as you give me, I'm right. As much shit as you want to give me, I'm fucking right. So listen up. All right. But I'll be critical at times, but you also have to look and be like, dude, there's not really a world that exists where you should be looking at moving on from the coach or the quarterback that won a Super Bowl, 12 months ago.
12 months ago.
I mean, a year ago tomorrow is what? The parade, the anniversary, 1 year anniversary of the parade. It was Valentine's Day. That's why I remember that.
Yeah.
We were on the parade float. So It's a struggle, but I do think that there's a little bit of an overreaction happening this summer or so far, and I don't think Jalen Hurts should be on the hot seat. I don't even really think Nick Sirianni should be on the hot seat, but I understand that'll get more people fired up than the Jalen Hurts one. This is what I'm learning. I'm learning that the fan base is actually bigger buttercups about Nick Sirianni than they are about Jalen Hurts, but it's for the opposite reason. And all these people don't have a single lick of consistency in their logical arguments. Nick Sirianni's to blame for 25 and 23, but he gets no credit for 22 and 24. Doesn't even fucking add up. All right. But it is what it is. And we'll see.
I'll say this one more time. He's a front runner. Things are good. He's great. When things are shitty, he's awful. I mean, that's what you just explained to me. When things are great, Nick, congratulations. Way to win the Super Bowl. When
that is such a joke of a perspective.
Really? It's true, though.
As respectfully as I can say that,
it's so true.
A joke of a perspective.
It's so
what a childish perspective that is.
Hey, when things are bad, watch 4th and 11. That's old Nicky.
Let's say you're a man and a husband and a father. If your house is in order and you get all the credit, and then when shit hits the fan, you point at Dee Dee and your wife and say, "Well, hey, what the fuck you guys doing?"
No, Big Sills has answers. Big Sills has answers. You know what I do, Zander? You know what I do? When adversity hits, you know what I do? I make the best of everything, and I push forward.
Yo, you ready for an answer? How about this for an answer? You collapse in 2023, and then you go win a Super Bowl in 24. How's that for an answer, everybody?
And then you turn around in 4th and 11 and end your season against a JV Niner team. Congratulations to you, man.
Nerds in the chat. You guys are so stupid. You don't know your ass from a hole in the wall. Shut up.
All right. I got a question here for you now. Another one here. So Big Z has, and the narrative is this. They're changing the offense for this. Do you think that Nick, your boy, and everyone in the organization thinks that this offense has gone as far as it can go? Or do you really think what their code's saying is this? I think the quarterback has gone as far as he can go.
I think that's a fair question. I think that's it kind of looks like that's how they see it, isn't it? And then they blow the whole thing up. So I think that's fair.
Well, aren't they both colliding with one another? Don't you think they both are hand in hand? That if you think that offense, which we named and everything that Jalen has accomplished in that offense, it sure looks like the front office and the coaching staff. Here's what I think they do a lot of, and I wonder if you think the same way. When you see a player, well, AJ can't play in the slot. We're not going to play him in the slot. Jalen can't do this. So we're going to get away from that, move away from that, because this is who he is. They label these guys. They kind of like, you're this guy, and they don't do any developing them on trying to improve. Like, why wouldn't you put AJ in the slot and try him? Why wouldn't you move him onto the other side more often? Why wouldn't you move him like Puka Nacua? He's a spectacular talent. They don't do that. It's almost like they read those Lance Zierlein things and they stick to them.
Johnny Mack I love Johnny Mack. He's a tough dude to debate. He would roast you right now. He would say, "Oh, here we go with the concepts. With the concepts. Yeah, it's the offensive concepts, everybody." All right.
Then why are they changing it? If they don't like the concept they were in, why are they you're changing the concept now, are you not?
I don't think it's about the concepts. I think it's about accentuating the talents of your players.
Okay, so like we're getting Mark Trestman on.
All right, wait a second. Who are the three highest paid players on offense?
AJ, quarterback, and Barkley.
Okay. Does this new proposed offense accentuate the talents of any of those three players?
Not with the quarterback.
I don't think it accentuates the talents of Saquon or AJ, and that's completely independent of the quarterback.
Okay. Wait a minute. Let me stop you there for a minute. So wait, this is the second time, if I'm not mistaken, in 3 years that you'll have dual quarterbacks or dual wide receivers over 1,000 yards. You have an 1,100-yard running back, and you have a quarterback that's around 3,200 and had 25 touchdown passes, and you're changing for what? How many teams have dual wide receivers with 1,000 yards? How many people have Josh Allen doesn't have one wideout over 500 yards receiving?
That's a Josh Allen problem.
No, that's a Buffalo Bills problem.
That's a Joshy boy problem.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is out here getting these receivers paid, baby.
And then in the offseason, they're getting the coaches fired.
I'm just kidding. I'm playing this chat box like a fiddle. Like a freaking fiddle. And Sills is riding the pine with him. He's like a seesaw. He's going up and down, up and down. No diddy.
Yeah,
no diddy.
Any
By
guy
the way, real quick, I got to address this guy. Got to do it. A.W. Conti says, my internet's like, well, that's not the point. A.W., are you related to me? Is this a cousin? That's my mom's maiden name is Conti.
Oh.
The Casaconti in Glenside. Who knows what the Casaconti is in Glenside?
Like that.
Famous Italian restaurant. I got to ask him. A.W., my cousin's name is Anthony Conti. Is that you, Anthony? I don't think so. I don't think you would have said that comment. But
guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Super chats. We appreciate you. So what about that? Drafting a quarterback in day 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it would be pretty stupid unless they're looking for, somebody to replace Tanner. Dude, I don't like.
Don't you think?
Wait.
Is that owner not capable of doing that?
What do you hate in sports talk? When a sports talk guy does what? What do you hate? You hate it.
He doesn't have conviction in his.
When he rides the fence.
Yeah.
When he rides the fence.
Yeah.
John, I love him. He's riding the fence on AJ. 52-48. Now it's 52-48 the other way. Now it's 50-50. Riding the fence. You hate when people ride the fence.
I can't stand it.
Well, either commit to Jalen Hurts or move him. He's the quarterback. You're going to use a second-round pick on a quarterback right now? Give me an offensive lineman. Give me some defensive players. Give me a safety. Give me a corner. Come on.
How about this, Zander? Are they committed to anybody?
No. And do I disagree with you about Howie.
What do you mean?
You're right that people don't know billionaires. You don't know how much that owner loves Howie Roseman.
Well, he fired him before.
Dude, they believe what you believe. Howie Roseman's the only reason they got a ring. It's not Nick or Jalen, it's Howie.
I believe that 1,000%.
Well, so why would the owner move on from him?
Because he has a track record of it. Of being impulsive. Dude, I don't think it's anything to do with impatience. It's impulsiveness.
Oh, it's impatience.
I think this guy's impulsive, man. Dude, he fired him before. If you got a track record of doing that shit, you're capable of anything.
Well, I guess there is an area where you could look at it and think of it as a positive. Like sometimes
he did keep him.
Somebody told me this, and this was advice I got from a very successful entrepreneur back when we were beginning of starting JAKIB, and he said, you're in your 20s. And he said, 99% of entrepreneurs don't have success in their 20s. 99%, you won't have success. You know what will kill you? If you fail slowly. Failing will not kill you. Everybody fails, especially entrepreneurs. Failing slowly will kill you. You need to fail fast. And maybe there's some value in quick. I'm not going to sit here and wait, Maybe there's some value in that. I think
moving off mistakes is a problem for many teams that don't do.
Yeah, but there also can be it's a double-edged sword where I think, like you said, you're not giving the quarterback a chance to develop properly. You're not giving the head coach a chance to, take his head out of the bee's nest because he's so worried about getting stung. I think it's a double-edged sword. I think there's an argument to be made that it could be a positive, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like a positive to me when you're talking about a coach on the hot seat and a quarterback on the hot seat when they were parading down Broad Street a year ago. I don't know.
It tells me about the impulsiveness and the impatience of the owner. But Xander, do you believe that every human being has a personality trait?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What if you had to, from 35,000 feet, what would you think how would you define Jeffrey Lurie? How would you look at him as a human? Impulsive? Like a quick decision guy? He's not patient. He's a successful. He's a successful man. Hey, look, no. There's not just negative. He's a successful guy.
Very successful, no doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but you got to tell the whole story.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I don't say this to criticize Jeffrey Lurie, but I do look at some of the trends. Okay, that's how I would look at it. He seems to be a little bit of a wormy guy, and I think some of this behavior is wormy behavior. I really don't say that as like I'm shitting on him. Like I heard this story, and I'm not going to tell you who I heard this from, but I heard this story that there's a country club in Philadelphia.
Do tell, please.
And Jeffrey Lurie wanted to get into this country club. He was doing anything to get into the club. And the board didn't like him. They didn't want him in the club. And I don't know if anybody knows about country club. They can be some of the weirdest people ever. So I'm not saying they're not weird either. But they didn't want him to get in because they're not a fan of him. They think he's an odd guy. And he went through everything. He tried to go through every backlink to get in. And long story short, he never got in. I know this story well. I don't know if anybody else knows this story. This is a guy I'm closely connected with. He tells me this story. And I'm chuckling at it. And, basically Lurie's a weird guy and they didn't want him in. And I wonder if some of those same tendencies for why they didn't want him in there are some of the same reasons that people think he's a wormy guy as he owns the football team. Doesn't mean he's not successful. Doesn't mean he doesn't do a lot of things right. But I do wonder if that wormy tendency is why he wants to blow everybody out so quick. And also why he thinks he's the only reason for success.
Oh, my God, man.
That's it off the air. I'll tell you that story. That's got to be off the air.
Oh, my God.
That's not an on-the-air story.
All right, I got one here for you, too.
Jeffrey Lurie will have this account nuked in seconds.
No shit. Absolutely, man.
People called the head of Google to fire our YouTube channel.
Hey, Jeff Bezos, I got a question for you. How you doing?
Yeah, right.
Why not give Goddard a 1-year deal?
Because he's 32. He misses games every year, and, it's time to turn the page.
Give him a 1-year deal. Give him a 1-year deal, and then you tell him this. Okay, I'm going to pay you $16 million, $15 million. Give you 1 year, $15 million. If things go great, I'll give you 2 years. I don't think he wants to leave, Zander. That's what I'm hearing now.
I wouldn't be upset if they gave him a 1-year deal, but I also would understand if he walks. I mean,
but I heard he don't want to go. You might get a break here. He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to leave.
All right. Well, what's the plan then for the tight end position?
You draft a guy,
and then keep Goddard.
Keep Goddard. Make the position stronger. If you're going to pass over the middle of the field, Jesus Christ, dude, I'd like to have some competent people. Hey, if I'm losing AJ and I'm okay, let's figure this out. If I'm losing AJ, why not enhance the middle of the field throws with 2 quality tight ends? There are intermediate passes too. Wouldn't that help your game a little more? Plus, you get short intermediate passes. West Coast offense is tight end centric, isn't it?
And normally it is. Jalen doesn't. He's not one of not his strong suits would be when like the quick release game. So, like Carson Wentz sucked at that too. Everybody remember Carson Wentz used to make these throws 38 yards downfield that you would just be like, how did he make that throw? And then he couldn't for the life of him throw the ball to the running back in the flat. I mean, he just couldn't throw it.
He'd overtook it, or he'd throw it down. He'd throw it in the ground.
Over his head. It just couldn't do it. Some quarterbacks are like that. So it's not really Jalen's skill set, but we'll see. I mean, Jalen showed an ability to develop skill sets, but the question is, can he do it consistently? Throughout the course of a season, I think is your big question there.
Here's my impression of Carson Wentz. Dude, pat, sack. Pat, sack, fumble, kick, field goal, touchdown. That's all right. Max Crosby.
No, I'm out.
Tell me why.
Too much. Too much. He's a declining player. He's making a boatload of money. He is a declining player. Look at his last couple years.
Okay.
Let me pull it up. You don't want to believe me? Let me pull the shit up. Let me take Sileo to a Friday day school.
Hold on here for a second. So you don't think the talent around him? Oh, wait a minute here. I thought that only.
Wait, we got the talent around.
That only applies to Jalen Carter. I see.
Oh, bullshit! I don't give Jalen Carter a pass.
I see here.
I don't. When have you heard me give Jalen Carter a pass?
Let's see here. So
23, he had 14.5 sacks. 24, he had 7.5. Last year, he had 10.
And how many games?
Last year, 15.
15.
24, 12.
He had 10 sacks in 15 games. Is that correct?
Well, you tell me. 21, he was an All-Pro. 22, he was an All-Pro Defensive Player of the Year and 6th in the voting. 2023, he was 4th in the voting for Defensive Player of the Year and an All-Pro. First-team All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. Last 2 years, he's only been a Pro Bowl. So he had 3 straight years of All-Pro playing and Defensive Player of the Year voting in 4 of his first 5 years in the league. And then the last 2 years, he hasn't been in that conversation at all and has only been a Pro Bowl player.
So in the last 4 years, he's got 44 sacks. And he had 28 TFLs.
You're going back further. You're going back more.
Okay, this year he had 28 tackles for losses.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You see that TFL thing there, that 28?
That's pretty good number.
That's exceptional.
Yeah, 28.
23, TFL. 23, 17, and 28.
I don't say this to say that I'm not a Max Crosby guy. I actually do like the player a lot.
You just think the money, $32 million, is too high.
I just don't think it's the right move for this Eagles team. I really don't. I don't think getting more expensive at the edge, moving on from – I don't think you get that much better. I mean, I look at this team as – and this is the tough part about the offseason is I'm not saying the defense was perfect last year, but the defense wasn't the problem. Were they perfect in every game? No.
No, but it will be if you don't sign Jalen Phillips. But it will be if you don't sign Jalen Phillips, you'll have a problem again. Now, here's to your point.
I'd rather go
there. Yeah, okay. Me too.
You have to give up for Crosby. Like, what is your expectation? Because everyone, like Michael can say this. I'd take him too, Michael. But Michael, there's a price to pay, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'd like a nice Lamborghini SVJ right now, but it's 850 G's. That price is too steep for me, Michael. I can't get it. Those are two different conversations.
So here, Raiders are demanding a premium Michael Parsons type haul for Max Crosby.
Yeah, come on.
At least 2 first-round picks. They're not getting that. First-round pick with a combination of a value second-rounder. Here's the problem that you get with that. The Eagles are sitting at 23. But then I would fire back and go, Crosby signed. Bro, he signed through 29. You don't have to fucking worry about the guy. For like 3.5 years, you don't have to worry about that edge position.
Who remembers early?
He's not fucking Ryan Kerrigan.
Wait, that's not what I'm saying. Who remembers weeks 1 through 4 last season? Mr. Hill, can we get Trayvon Walker? That I will go for Trayvon Walker right now because it's a younger player with way more in front of him for a better price, a better deal. I'm going that way every time over Crosby.
He had 3.5 sacks this last year.
Oh, ironic. Senor says Zander's takes are bad. Senor, you are legitimately a tick above a legal R word. I can't say that. Apparently YouTube does not like that word, but you're a tick above it, Senor. So sit down and shut the hell up. All right.
Funny. The Shah of Iran can have a YouTube channel, but you can't say the R word. All right, so
Hey man, I don't make the rules. I just
I get you. No, we only follow them. I got you here.
I'm not really a rule follower either, but I can't afford to lose my business.
Here's the problem that you have with Trayvon Walker. He's the number 1 overall pick. I think he's a great player. I do.
That's not the GM that drafted him.
No. Trent Baalke drafted him?
Yep, Trent Baalke drafted him.
Okay, no, it's not. It's that new young kid that they got in there.
Yeah, Gladstone.
Yeah. They got him in there. Crosby's too high for you, huh?
I don't think he's too high. I just don't think that's the right deal for this team. I don't think that's the area to make the splash. Like, you're going to have to give up significant assets to bring in Crosby. I'm of the belief that you could use those significant assets in a better area to improve the football team while still maintaining your edge. Maybe it's paying Jalen Phillips. Like, for example, what would you rather do? Would you rather pay Jalen Phillips, let's say, $24 million? Or would you rather give up a first-round pick and pay Crosby 28 or 30, whatever he's making, $30 million?
I'd rather pay the 24.
Me too. And then use the first-round pick on a premium player. That's what I'd rather do. It's not that I don't like Crosby. It's not that I don't think Crosby's good. I do think he's good. But is that the best deployment of your assets? You have a limited bundle of assets. I'm not of the belief that that's the best use of those assets.
And here's the problem that you're going to have too, that you're right on not trading and giving away the first rounders. You're losing A.J. Brown and you're losing Lane in the next 2 years. Do you not agree with that?
Who'd you say, Lane and who?
A.J.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. You're going to need your first round picks, right? You're going to need your picks to replace those premium guys. I don't want to go into a fucking year not having a first rounder. All of a sudden, AJ's not on the team. I got a second rounder I got to deal with. Whoa, wait a minute here. You're going through a transition.
I'm sensing a big Sills change.
What do you mean? Change him.
I love giving Sills a look, and he's got no clue what's coming next. How many times, pinch me if you heard this on the National Football Show. Elite edge rushers don't win Super Bowls. Now Sileo wants to send the farm for an elite edge rusher.
I never said the trade for Crosby.
You've been hoodwinked.
I've never said that. I never said
astray, folks.
I asked. No, dude. I asked you the question. I didn't ask me the question.
Yeah, no, I like him, but I'm not in on the move.
I'm not doing that either. How about this one here? So the 5th-year option coming up, that decision will be made next week, it seems, at the combines. You ready to pay a 5th-year option of $27.2 million?
27.2 for Jalen? Is that what it's going to be?
You bet, my friend.
Well, you're not letting Jalen Carter walk.
Here, get this. It's higher because Carter was second-team All-Pro this past season. And Jordan Davis's 5th-year option was 12.9, even though they were both first-round picks. But remember that tier thing I talked to you about? Okay? The tier thing, he made the tier because he got All-Pro second team. So, I mean, Carter's going to be 25 in April around the draft time.
Dude, he's not even 25 yet? Oh,
no.
You're to pay that guy. Come on, man. You're not letting him walk out the
$27 million.
Dude, you can embellish the words as much as you can put as much emotion behind that $27 million as you want. It's not going to change that he's worth that cash.
He ain't worth that money.
Dude, you're not letting Jalen Carter walk.
I haven't seen an elite player yet. Have you?
I'm fine with the 5th-year option. Now you don't even want to do the 5th-year option?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Put that in the fence, Sileo.
I haven't seen elite football.
All right, so do you want to pick up the 5th-year option or no?
I'm asking you. I asked you the question.
I do. I just said yes, I do. Do you agree? That's my question back.
$27 million for a guy that I'm not sure is going to ever reach his potential. Man.
Dude, you're a double agent. This guy's
how you doing?
He wants to blow up the Eagles.
Let's see here. No, I feel more comfortable giving Jordan Davis the money now than I do that guy.
I'll take Crosby and a 1 for Carter.
So you're going to pay him. You're going to take the gamble and pay him.
I'm giving you a 25-year-old elite DT. All right, I need Crosby and a 1.
The way it sounded by Micah Parsons, you were going to give Carter a 1 and a 3 for old Micah. I think you're going to need a.
Yeah, well, guess
I
what?
absolutely.
Micah Parsons is a better player than Max Crosby.
I completely agree. By the way, I tried telling people that this Trey Hendrickson conversation that people were throwing, I was like this. The guy is fool's gold. Trey Hendrickson's fool's gold, dude.
Oh, Trey Hendrickson. He's really the name that I want nothing to do with. Nothing.
I'm going to pick that 5th-year option up on that kid.
All right. There you go. Now he's coming. Let me send out the fishing line.
I'm not giving that guy a 3-year contract, though. There is no way am I giving that guy 3 years yet. Because I want to see him come back.
What's he got to do for him to earn the Sileo badge of approval?
Put that defense in the top 10.
Well, you think one man's capable of doing that?
So he says this right on cue, my friend. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Do you think Jalen Carter's an elite ball player?
No, I think he's got elite potential.
Okay.
He hasn't been elite yet. He's had elite moments, though.
All right. So last year, the Cleveland Browns won 5 ball games. And the Cleveland Browns' number 1 defense was 4th in the league. Passing, they were 3rd in the league. In red zone, they were 7th in the league. 3rd down, they were 7th. The impact of Myles Garrett on a defense, he can't throw the ball, but I'll tell you what, his impact is felt on that side of the football.
Yeah,
that's elite.
That is fucking elite. But, dude, let me tell you, I don't disagree with the words you just said, but don't we kind of have to put, like, the rest of the planet is over here, and Myles Garrett, who, like, looks like the guy was made in a freaking laboratory, who performs like he was made in a laboratory.
True.
I mean, he, to me, is –
You're
I
right.
mean, it's tough to comp that guy.
He's
really.
the best player. I think he's the best player in the game.
He's the best player I've ever watched in my lifetime.
Yep.
That's how good he is.
Yeah.
To me, he's Aaron Donald. I think even
Dude,
better.
Lawrence Taylor says it. If there's one guy that he thinks is in that conversation with him and then he's been consistent, LT says it's this guy here. And kudos to him on how he plays. So there's no doubt. Here's an example of what we're talking. Trey Hendrickson on the Bengals. They were 31st in total D. They were in pass defense. They were 26th in rushing defense. They were the worst team in football. His impact is nothing. Bro, I'm not paying $32 million for Trey Hendrickson. That's Ryan Kerrigan.
Yeah, that's a good comp. Why?
Okay.
He's a white guy? Is that why?
Sure.
Kerrigan and Hendrickson.
Yeah, sure. All right, so how about the Eagles trade for Malik Willis?
I don't hate that. I it's funny. I was a Malik Willis fan coming out of college. I thought everybody was. Remember, he had kind of like a controversial like combine because he played school at a lesser school. Where did he play? Like Liberty?
Is that where he played?
He played somewhere. I'm pretty sure it was Liberty.
Malik Willis.
Auburn and Liberty. He transferred to Liberty. He got drafted out of Liberty,
and they won a boatload of games over there.
Yeah,
too.
I knew I was right. Freaking Liberty. I mean, I loved him coming out of college, but I remember he was super controversial because everyone was like, "You're falling for the banana in the tailpipe." He's got the big arm at the combine, and he's got this great smile, and he's got you're charismatic and all these things. He's a fake. He went to Liberty. I thought he was a great player. I thought he had great talent. I thought he had great skill set. I thought he had great upside. And I would like him. I would. And you know what? I feel pretty good that if you did it, unfortunately have a quarterback injury, which you don't want to speculate on or wish for, obviously. But if Jalen were to take an injury, I'd feel decent with Malik Willis coming into the ballgame.
I want to ask you a question about Jalen Hurts here now. How do you think Jalen's taking all this conversation? I think he's in a better place mentally than what Carson Wentz ever was. And I think he can handle all this. I think he handled. By the way, he was prepped for it when he was in college with Tagovailoa. So that really helped him, I think, what he's going through. How do you think he feels about all this conversation about whether the quarterback can do this? The offense is not very good. The quarterback has been this. And he's got that resume. It's almost like he hasn't, no matter what he does, people like me or anybody else is ever going to go and give him his flowers. How do you think he's handling all this? Because it's pretty negative stuff. Not just me, dude. It's national now. It's local now. It's maybe even the ownership has kind of like backed up a little bit on the guy. According to your guy, John, that relationship's not in the same place right now.
Anybody ever used the ceramic spray on their car? You ever used the ceramic spray in your car where the water just beads up, falls right off? That's Jalen. I don't think it affects him at all. And you know what? How many times have you heard me say, because everybody all of a sudden thinks I'm a Jalen hater, which I've never been a Jalen hater.
He's never been.
But how many times have you heard me say, as a man, I respect so much about Jalen Hurts? And that's one of the things. I mean, I forget. Who was it recently that talked about, I saw it somewhere. Where the hell did I read this? Somebody talked recently about the mental fortitude of Hurts when it came to like in 21 when they were shopping for Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson. Like he knew everything. He knew all about it. He knew what they were doing. He knew what they were trying to accomplish. It never impacted him. Like I just think the dude is a rare breed when it comes to mentality and approach. And I will continue to give him credit for that. I think it's one of the best traits about Jalen Hurts. And I don't think any of this stuff is phasing him at all. Now, does he have to play better? Absolutely. Does he know that? I think yes. I think he's smart enough to know that. Do I think it's affecting him? No, I don't. Do I think it's affecting maybe someone like A.J. Brown? Yeah, I do. Jalen Hurts, though? Nah. That dude is mentally tough. You can criticize the game, you can criticize some of the passing stuff. You can criticize whatever you want about the dude. That dude's mentally tough. And I don't think any of this is affecting him at all.
So Fox Sports' Greg Allman has said that the Eagles have great interest in Romeo Doubs as a wide receiver, and it's likely to come into the $12 to $15 million range. They're saying that now, obviously, as you're getting closer to the combines, this, Zander, that's a convention. GMs and agents, there's more work behind the scenes than dudes out there on the field, really. It's the agent. This is where A.J. Brown's deal got consummated, was at the combines in Indianapolis. So Romeo Doubs, according to a guy who's pretty plugged in, Greg Allman from Fox Sports.
Yeah, he's very plugged in.
What do you make of that? That they'd be looking for that? Is that the first sight at A.J. Brown?
So he said, he said what? He said that the Eagles are interested in him, or just he put a price on him?
Fox Sports is Greg Allman has logged a prediction that the Eagles to sign a Romeo Doubs, finding a value at number 2 receiver can be tough. He's likely to come in at a range between $12 to $15 million. Word is, agents have been in contact with the Eagles.
That's a pretty low number. Now, I know he's a good player. He's not a great player. He's a good player. I'm actually a fan of Romeo Doubs. I know him well because he sticks out like a sore thumb when he plays because he wears that big thing on his helmet. He wears the, what do they call it, the Guardian caps or whatever?
The Guardian caps,
yeah.
Yes.
So that's how I know him well, but that's how he sticks out to me during games. But that's a low number. I think that would be a worthy – by the way, remember, he's got experience with Mannion.
That's why that's making sense.
Right. So maybe there's some and if AJ goes, how do you feel about this?
I think the reason that they're looking at the 3 wide receiver, that doesn't mean that AJ's out. That means, again, they got to get production out of the third hole, dude. How many times have I been telling you the last 3 years? It's between 29 and 30 catches a year. You got to get more production out of that if you're going to run a spread.
I feel like I don't want to speculate that that's going to happen. I'm going to go with what's been true for 5 years, that the third receiver in Philly is not going to get that much runway. Now, what would you think about this? If AJ is inevitably traded, and that's a tough gap to fill, obviously, Romeo Doubs and a second or third round pick as your third receiver to make up for that, with Devontae as your one. Now, that's a small group of receiver. I don't know who they would draft.
Depend who you draft and depend who you would draft to bring in. I think that would make your number 2 pick. I think you draft a wide receiver at 2 then.
Maybe.
If you move off, for me, if AJ goes, what I'm doing is I'm still drafting an offensive lineman at 1. And then I come in at 2. And depending on what kind of return on investment I'm getting with AJ, am I getting another 2? Could you package up 2 1s or 2 2s to get into the first round again? Or do you go from 23 down and create a couple more 2s like Howie? See, to me,
I don't think they go down, dude. I think they need a premium pick this year. I think there's actually a better chance they go up. If I had to make a guess today on February 13th, I would predict the Eagles trade up.
For what position?
To 14 to 16, somewhere in there. For a left tackle, for a right tackle, a tackle.
I think these offensive linemen are I think they're a lot outside of the top 3 guys. I think they're kind of all the same.
All right, hear me out. This is why I think it's tackle. GMs have a different job than a coach. A coach has to win in a given game in a given year to be successful. A GM has to look at this year and also has to keep an eye on the future. They're doing very different things. If you look at the Eagles roster right now, I know it wasn't perfect last year, and I'm not saying there's no area for improvement, but almost all your offense is under contract.
Yes.
With Jahan Dotson and Dallas Goedert.
Yep.
Your defense, let's say they sign Jalen Phillips. All right, maybe you lose Reed, maybe you lose Nakobe, who you already have a replacement for. Everybody else is under contract. Like what you can't let happen is Lane Johnson hang up the cleats, and you don't have even an inkling of a replacement in the building. So I think this is the year that Howie, while I know we need players, I think he looks and he says, we got enough players under contract. I'm going to use 2, 3, and 4 to try and get impact players this year, and I need to get my tackle situation handled for the future. Let me go and handle that. Let me go and get that done. Keep my eye on the future, address one of the biggest needs we're going to have in the next couple of years, and then go use 2, 3, and 4 for a receiver, a tight end, and maybe a safety or a secondary player. Now, I could see that happening.
I want to ask you this last question here before we get Mike North, before I get reamed.
Oh, yeah. We better get the chats. Mike North's coming in like a blaze of glory.
He did, man. We got him good last week, though. Do you think the impatience of the owner also inhibits Nick Sirianni from developing an offense? And do you think he hurts the head coach?
No, not really. No. I think Nick,
I don't think he enjoyed firing Kevin Patullo.
Who, Nick or the owner?
Nick.
Oh, Nick definitely didn't enjoy that. I think this is Nick Sirianni's offense, dude. I think this is what Nick wanted to run.
From day one?
No, I think this is where he came after learning his talent, learning his players, getting a better feel for what, how the team ran, getting a better feel for the quarterback, getting a better feel for AJ, for Saquon. Obviously, the addition of Saquon meant a lot. I think that's how it went, dude. I really do.
The problem that I have with how you see the coach is that the owner doesn't see the head coach the same way you do. I'm not saying you're wrong, how you see him.
Yeah, you're right. The owner doesn't see it. You're right. The
owner doesn't see that guy the way you see it.
I agree.
He looks at Nick as a pawn, does he not? Not a major player on the chessboard.
Hey, listen, I don't disagree with you, but at least I'm consistent, because I remember when they fired Doug Peterson, and I wasn't on air at the time, but I loved Doug Peterson. And I used to get so pissed off at the firing of Doug Peterson because of this very reason. So Jeffrey Lurie's consistent. He doesn't think it's the coaches, but I'm the same. I think it's the coaches deserve more credit. And, the owners does a good job, but I'm not of the belief that owners win Super Bowls. I'm just not.
Yeah, I don't believe owners belong in the Hall of Fame either.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that take either from you.
I think it's coaches and players that belong in the Hall of Fame. I think Mike North pulled a Jimmy Johnson on me. Jimmy used to tell me if you show up at 8 o'clock to get on the buses,
Mike said, I'm going 6 minutes early. The last thing I'm listening to on this Friday is Zander. Me for being 30 seconds late. All right, let's do the super chat so we're done.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, real quick. Here's Marsh. It ain't Micah Parsons. ... Mark.
Max Crosby. Yeah, no.
NJ says, would you trade for Crosby and give our first in M. Reyes? I'd give M. Reyes.
I'd give M. Reyes for a box of rocks.
Actually, you know what? M. Reyes, I would not give you up for Max Crosby, brother. I got your back, M. Reyes. You're not going anywhere for Max Crosby.
Hey, M. Reyes, I'd give you up for a box of maxi pads.
SS says, I believe Nick's system and development stunted Hurts' growth. This new offense will allow him to grow and prove more, hopefully.
Hopefully. Always a good strategy. Hopefully.
Well, I don't disagree with the comment. The problem I have with the comment is this. Would you rather have prioritized Jalen Hurts' development, or would you rather have prioritized winning as many football games as the Eagles have in the last 4 years? Because there's not many teams who can say they've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 and won one. So Nick prioritized winning, and guess what? For all the Nick haters who are still in this chat, it worked.
But then why are they changing then?
That's the question. Because I think the owner, who was rumored he almost fired him at the bye week last year, and then he went on to win a Super Bowl, I think if the owner is breathing down his neck, and Nick said, all right, I'll placate. I will change the ugly offense that everybody, including Sileo, Zander, Mike North, everybody and their mother hates. The ugly Eagles offense. I'll do it. I'll finally change it.
Thank God you guys have Jeffrey Lurie, and you don't have that dude McCaskey. God rest Virginia Caskey, but she stunk as an owner.
Yeah, she was terrible.
She was terrible as an owner. Okay? You're just terrible as an owner. But, yes, I digress.
All right, that's all the supers.
Now get this. Hey, did you hear Mike North is going to have to travel to Iowa?
That's the cards. Come on, man.
Hey, wait a minute. He's going to have to get on I-80. He's going to have to get on I-80, drive through Princeton, Illinois, go up through Moline and Rock Island.
Yeah,
he's going to move the Bears to Rock Island.
These are a bunch of people, Sileo, that do not deal with the same problems of the common man. All right? Me and you got to think about our next bite of food, our next dollar, our next cent, our next tank of gas. These are people that are completely detached from reality, and they're playing everything like a fiddle. It's monopoly to them. You gotta create leverage in areas so that you can get what you want in other areas. That's what they're doing. That's all.
See, but the places that the Bears are talking about are Gary, Indiana, and Rock Island.
I don't think it's realistic. By the way,
the only thing in those places, one of them is Pioneer Corn, and the other place is the broken down buildings. I mean,
I would do the Arlington Park. I mean, call it a day. They got the beautiful. They got the land. They got everything they need there. Build it. It'll be freaking amazing. They'll have Super Bowls in Chicago.
Fix fucking Soldier Field, man. It's right there on Lakeshore.
I know. It's Soldier Field's in the city.